Check, check, check. You know it's a beat to the bling representing for DJ Soca-holic. You run the place, you lock the place, keeping it real all the time. Boogie and dancing straight.
You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 400 children and the crop in the field. I just don't understand. You're a real heartless woman. You're gone with men from the mainland. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
When I hear this one boy, my heart beat. They get shallow, in a sheep. He said it's a promise he must keep. If you can get woman, then take sheep. This one was brought to my attention. Shallow pray for sheep more than woman. But he said it's hard, it's recession. So this sheep must have an abortion. Boy, I never see nothing so yet. One government with two cabinet. Come to lie is leader of the gang. So they running rings around Tillman. If they feel that tongue people sleeping, manual judgment they come in. Tongue people say brimstone and fire. For what bong to lie do to Peter?
If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't bend no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine come in, there's plenty of them calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take quarantine you.
Jumping, plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman police take charge of NDC. Accept a jokers in government. Dotation grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work. And for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill. Daddy only taking the money and making a set up a coatie. There's man said that he repairing the skin, not even a shoes that he buying. But for carnival he surprised me. Brand new clocks boy if you see daddy. So I went and talked to my papi and listen the question I'm asking. And when you get that new clocks the daddy, which girl of that man in the party? Are you alone of that style the daddy? The queen for England have no back daddy. And when you get that new clocks the daddy, which color that man in the party? Are you alone of that style the daddy? The queen for England have no back daddy. Catchers, grenadians, they're real angry. And so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass. Same story, NDC playing the ras. People catching hell in the country. But NDC blind like they can't see. Folk more short man abracadabra. In Swahili means bring back Jonah. Old parents like lazy as a house. Living happily.
A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing this afternoon? It is another wonderful, wonderful day in Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique. Today being Monday, the 18th day of November. Welcome to the persons on my Facebook and YouTube page. Go ahead right now and share the live. Another start of another work week. And definitely, I can say to you, it is going to be another wonderful week with a new national party, political organization. We are going to have ourselves a series of events, and I want you guys to be updated. I want you guys to be abreast. So I'm going to jump into the information very quickly, all right?
Because she hold me and she squeeze me and put me in
Soca-holic, you know it!
And in the night where
So just for information's sake, tomorrow, Tuesday the 9th of November at 9 a.m. on GBN, the constituency lead for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Brother Nolan Cox, he's going to be on GBN night, so you can be a part of this. That's another wonderful program in which the new national party is going to be a part of. Then on Thursday the 21st of November, we are at the St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Our zonal meeting starts or recommences. Remember we took one look at rest last week, and so we're back. Constituency lead for St. Andrew's Southwest, Yulan B in Hosford. Constituency lead for St. Andrews Northwest.
Jericho, you have to be crazy.
Lorena Waldron.
And tell me, tribalism mixed with
Parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northeast.
Jonah Boland.
Kate Lewis Peters.
Them losers in NNP will continue crying.
Emmeline Pear.
And brain like
Honorable Emmeline Pear.
they come back.
Parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Southeast. And our political leader and the Prime Minister is going to be our guest speakers on Thursday's zonal meeting. Alright, so don't forget to be a part of this one. This is one of the events that you have to look forward to. Alright.
There is no one else but you. Like cook food.
And on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen,
No one else but you.
the young people of the new National Party, we are inviting every young person throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique to be at
You shouldn't bend no stone.
Sate's McDonald College, to be precise,
Especially when
as we present to you Elevate, Ignite Your Future.
but just take my ragged.
It is starting at 1 p.m. and ends at 8 p.m. We're talking Bunkston Castle. We're talking karaoke. We're talking about musical entertainment. And we're talking about our featured event for the evening, our DJ Clash, divisional DJ Clash. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be one for the books. So we're asking each and every one of you guys to be a part of this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we're going to take the music down, and then we are now going to go through what is our formal events that is going to be happening also with the new National Party. So when the weekend ends, you know, we're ending this Sunday with our zonal meeting. Not zonal meeting, sorry, our youth event. And so it would be one for each and every one of you guys to remember. And then on the 30th of November, we do have our banquet and award ceremony at Pier 57. You can also be a part of this one. And then on the 1st, a massive rally that will be taking place at the Bouchejoux playing field. We're talking about the whole clan. Yeah? The whole clan is going to be there. Every single person that is part of either the candidacy or political leads, or political leader, parliamentary representatives, they are going to be there. All right? And on the 3rd of December, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Green Day. That is the day we represent our political colors, and this is what we are looking forward to, one of our major events that is going to be happening within our 40-year celebration. So we ask each and every one of you guys to remember the dates for the events, come on out in your numbers, be a part of all the events that are taking place, and I can say to you, it is going to be one to remember. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tomorrow Brother Nolan Cox is on the program. Yes, that is on the GBN morning program, so be a part of this one. And so we are going to really continue to share the information and be a part of all the social and political conversations that is happening in Grenada. There will be parliament sitting tomorrow also, for those of you guys who are abreast with the information. And funny enough, I went through the list of the conversation for Parliament tomorrow, and I had to laugh. So the Parliament tomorrow seating, it would be bills to be presented about bank holidays, the Amendment Bill of 2024, Tax Administration Amendment Bill 2024, Terrorism Amendment Bill 2024, and Proceeds of Crime Amendment Bill 2024. Yes, so this would be the whole sittings bill that will be presented tomorrow, starting from 9 a.m. and the House of Parliament will be there sitting tomorrow. So whatever they decide to discuss, they are going to discuss. But however, when I hear the things that they want to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't believe. To me, it is what we really want to hear right now. It is the end of year. It is the 18th of November, and I think most persons, their conversation right now, or what would appeal their conversation right now, is the budget conversation. You know, how is it that the expenditures have been going in our state, knowing that many has been obtained, many has been donated, many have been acquired, many has been stolen. Yeah, we could say that. Yeah, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, somebody saying to me, so how come you all not putting off that rally for the bingo up in country? what you all do for what you all do for all. Okay, sharing my concerns. I think this is one of the things we need to take up. Yeah, with the executive, and so I'm not too certain as it relates to the bingo part of it. Yes, so I think it's a conversation that maybe one could jump into. Yes, so I want to start today's conversation on a very, very, very and you see the thing about representation, and when you have representation within our country, and we want to sometimes marginalize it as to what is important and what we should talk about. Yes, what we should be a part of. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past week or so, we have had some serious information of allegations. One involving a PS, the other involving a sitting senator. Now, I don't know at what point it becomes public concern or public conversation that would cause this political organization and government to inform the general public. And I want you guys to jot back, just remember, this is a political organization, an administration that used their legal affairs minister to do a press conference, an entire press conference, to basically speak on an issue where an individual was alleged for owing on some cell phone bill allegation thing. The Minister of Legal Affairs took it to a public stage, yes, and spoke on an issue surrounding a cell phone saga. Public conversation, for those of us who remembered it. Now, the allegation that involves the PS, what we're hearing surrounding the PS, it is one, to me, ladies and gentlemen, that is of public concern, and I spoke on it last week. And I probed into it for the past few days and, went in more and more and more. And I am continuously using the words allegation because I normally wait until there is a public statement given for me to be able to say what I'm saying. And so, if a permanent secretary was suspended within the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique, and it is not of public concern, I don't know what is. And if a permanent secretary is suspended, I am of the belief that it must be of some form of infringement. Let us be realistic as a people. I am not of the opinion that the PS is doing his job so well that whomever, the cabinet or whomever, would call him in and the allegation would circulate that of suspension. So my concern here, ladies and gentlemen, and what our concern should be, it is plain and simple like this. If a permanent secretary within the government's realm is on suspension for whatever reason, don't you believe solemnly that it is the government's duty that somebody, some way, should sensitize the public on such an allegation? As I continue to say, I remember when there was weekly press briefings that ventured into all sorts of conversation. Nowadays, you're hearing that when press briefing is going to happen, It's like the questions are posed before the questions are posed. Yes. And somebody saying I shouldn't say to me. We need clarity as it relates to that conversation. And let me say, persons, maybe later on in the program, I really want to give persons, I know some persons, some of them they just want to, let's have a conversation. Today, I'm going to give persons the opportunity. If you wish to call in, yes, you can call 418-3702. That number again, 418-3702. And you can call me on WhatsApp only. You would not be able to get me straight. Yeah, I think it is time that I give you all an opportunity. A long time I haven't given that person the opportunity to call. Yes. So people, if a permanent secretary, and thank you so very much on it. And let me read some comments today. She said, white teacher is saying to me, this issue is of public concern. We all want clarity, transparency, and accountability on the matter with the PS from Carriacou and PD Martinique. There are many outstanding allegations on the matter that the public should be concerned about and given clear information about. And you're hearing some serious allegations. And that is factual. What we are hearing are some serious allegations. I am saying to you guys, when it comes to a ministry, a permanent secretary plays a vital role. As we don't say, a lot of the works that are being done sometimes within ministries are by permanent secretaries. If you have a permanent secretary that knows his or her job and knows it well, a lot of the times we give ministers praise because at the end of the day, their names are on ballot papers in most cases. And so we're going to give them praise. Yes? And I wouldn't expect the permanent secretary to come out and say, it's my job. Because at the end of the day, you're basically fueling the jobs of the minister. Yes? But these are serious allegations that we're hearing. As I said to you, I remember the Minister of Legal Affairs doing an entire public briefing on an issue concerning some cell phone saga. Yes, and the question that we continue to ask, as we say, we don't want to know if it's true, We want to know what is surrounding the allegations. Because we could tell you guys it's true. As I say, we could tell you guys it's true because we have inside information. But the fact of the matter is, we don't want to just come out and say that they say, oh, NNP spreading propaganda. Because they're very good at covering up things. Comment says, but the PM made it clear that this modus operandi on allegation matters of corruption and other issues will be dealt with silently and dictatorial. But this is not a private investigation. This is not a private allegation, because the mere fact that your permanent secretary, listen to me, this is a suspension allegation. This is not saying, okay, that you hear somebody within the political organization or the government steal some money or they got themselves involved in some corrupt practice. This is not the allegation. Based on what we're gathering, an internal investigation was done. Yes, an internal investigation was done. The mere fact that the person was brought to cabinet and the allegations surround suspension, it means that it becomes public interest. So it's not allegation and corruption, It seems as if there was a conclusion made by the powers that be. So persons would have went into it, probe into it, find out more about it, and so they thought it best to sensitize the general public. Oh, sorry, not sensitize the general public, but to inform the permanent secretary that, hey, we are displeased with whatever is the allegation, and you to be placed on suspension. Now it goes on to state in the quote-unquote allegation that the individual is to go on leave immediately after the suspension. Tell you we have facts and we have information, we're hearing things. They're stating that what is said, that the individual is on 14 days suspension, then thereafter, he is to go on holidays up until the 31st of December, and thereafter to, on the 1st of January, come to Grenada, where he will be posted from there. And then, that is the allegation. Now, whether or not it is true, we don't know. And hence the reason why we're using the word, it is an allegation. Yes? And so we want to be tentative as it relates to what we say when it comes to conversation of persons of importance. Because a permanent secretary, you can't take that away from him. It's a permanent secretary. Yes? But we're saying to you, if a permanent secretary within the state of Grenada carry on Peter Martinique, and the allegation that surrounds a suspension is of public knowledge, the public must know. The public ought to know. The public have to know. We are not begging for that information. Yes? Somebody is saying it's only when the NNP government, the Grenadian people can get accountability, transparency, and integrity. Because they probe even into the past prime minister's personal life. Imagine in a press briefing somebody asking about the prime minister's process of divorce. You see the level of democracy they had. The PM said that morality is a personal matter. But that's conveniently so, because afterwards he was saying certain persons should not be alive, for the allegation of propaganda and corruption from back then. That's a salient point there. Because if you're stating morality, and understand, this is not moral, Based on the allegation we're hearing that the PS is suspending for, that don't do with morals. No. Based on the allegation of the suspension, that have nothing to do with morals, Moral is when you speak on we're alleging, or it is said that the PS have a little girlfriend that going to school, or speaks on his sexual preference or affiliation, or we state that he does beat his wife or whatever it is. No, that is moral. But when the allegation surrounds state funds and state fundings, is no more of moral standard. It is of the state's concern when you're telling me or telling the general public that an individual is alleged when it comes to something concerning corrupt practices is no more moral. It is no more moral. You spoke on morality as it relates to sometime how they had the past prime minister calling persons out. If you want to speak on an individual's moral, it differs from the fact that an individual is alleged when it comes concerning state funds. So when you speak on moral, yes, it is immoral for him to do it in the sense, but when we're speaking of the immorality of it, we're speaking as it relates to an individual who is alleged for embezzlement within state funds. And that's the allegation. So we're trying to unfold what is the level of secrecy. What is happening? What is happening? As I said to you guys, every press briefing, somebody dove into some other conversation of personal nature. And you still hear, you see, and what is funny, what is funny, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you guys have watched many times that members of the opposition is being questioned. So an allegation goes around Peter David's name, Honorable Peter David. When he's being interviewed, they ask questions surrounding the allegation. So look, I hear you want to be leader, and then the kind of conversation. They get a chance to interview Honorable Emmeline Pierre. You hear them speak on faith program and then the allegations surrounding this, that, and the other. They get to question Honorable Clarice Modest. You hear they come and they ask questions concerning shrimp and full farm. And they ask those questions to the opposition. Listen to them when they get the opportunity to interview them. But when they get the opportunity to interview members of government, they don't ask them that. of all the allegations that are surrounding and that are going around. Look at that. A news release came out concerning past Senator Jonathan Lacrette, concerning the political organization that is the National Democratic Congress, his resignation, so on and so forth. Ask me, or ask yourself the question: how many interviews have you heard the Prime Minister did here, and anyone ask him concerning that allegation surrounding Brother Jonathan Lacrette? You see where I'm going with this? The allegations surrounding monies with Mr. Lacrette and so on and so forth. How many of them asked the question? How many times the Prime Minister sat down and they asked him concerning all the allegations that are going around? When they get a chance to question a member from the other side, they ask them all kind of questions. They ask them all kind of questions. All the allegations that goes around here. How many times you have heard any media personnel interview the Prime Minister and said, Mr. Prime Minister, we know for a very long time you have been renting. And what is the situation that is with Government House at this stage? Do you decide to go back to Government House? Those are questions of state importance. But you don't hear them ask that. You hear them, how's your trip to Africa? How's the flight? Did you enjoy your flight? There's a question. Those are the questions. So, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is they don't give the information most needed. They don't ask the questions of importance. They don't. All they simply do is at the end of the day portray that nice belief that this is the best political organization and government that they have ever seen and heard about. There's another one surrounding a sitting senator. Another one surrounding a sitting senator. And I want to play it because, somebody would have had it up today. Not today, but in recent days. Let me just get it.
This is a vexing issue, and I can't keep it on my chest. And I think this matter needs to be reported to the desk of the elderly and the Ministry of Social Development. This is a vexing issue, as I said, and it has to do with the sitting NDC Senator Quince Britton. He needs to be investigated and charged for assault and elderly abuse. And elderly abuse is described as an intentional or negligent act by any person that causes harm or a serious risk of harm to an older adult. Let me get to the gist of the matter. Okay, so Quinn's grandmother died a few years back, and her sister came to visit from Trinidad. The sister came to spend her vacation in her deceased sister's house. Quince literally choked the woman in her neck and held her suitcase outside. He verbally abused her, and he even picked up a piece of dry cane to lash her with it. But thank God that someone called out to him. This woman is in her 70s, and this lady is supposed to be his grand aunt. Can you imagine that? The lady didn't come to take over.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the basis of the conversation. Yes, this is the basis of the conversation. Now tell me, what else does a political leader, does a boss, whomever it is, would have to hear in order to, ladies and gentlemen, raise this concern in terms of public conversation. Whether or not the Prime Minister is here or the party has to sit with the individual, whether or not inquiry has to be made, it is of paramount importance, ladies and gentlemen. In a situation like that, we're talking the allegation of a sitting senator concerning an elderly, concerning a woman. Yes, I don't know what else that might be needed. I don't know what else would show importance. I don't know what else will be important in order for this political organization to come and say, listen to me, we have heard the allegations, we have heard about the allegations, and we are investigating. You see, sometimes when we do programs like this and we speak on it, yes, we usually are of the belief that, or they are of the belief that when we come and we speak on it, we expect some form of action, like, okay, we want them to lock up the senator, or we want the Prime Minister to call him and take away his seat. No. When somebody of a public image is alleged for being a part of things like that, it is important. It is important. I could recall a few years ago what I think was a constituency lead for the New National Party. I think it was something, a domestic issue in the St. David's area. I don't know how many of you could recall this. But there was a particular individual, I think he was going to run for NNP, and there was some information surrounding the allegation of a domestic issues, him concerning, I think, his wife or his girlfriend or something of that nature. And I think he had to tender his resignation, or he tendered his resignation, or something of that. You see, at the end of the day, when things of that nature happen, what the general public basically needs, ladies and gentlemen, is some form of redress. They need to know that this is what we're hearing. Yes, this is what we're hearing. This is what is being said. And so we want, as a country, to at least be aware. Let us be informed as it relates to the allegation. So either you come out and you say, well, you know, that is not so. We have not received that information. We don't know what they're talking about. Even if you want to say all that. But it is of concern. Let me say to you guys, with this situation, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have had first-hand conversation with the individual involved. I'm talking about the lady involved. We had a personal conversation. And her greatest displeasure is the fact that, hey, I am here to visit. I am here to visit. My sister passed away, and it's been a while since she passed away, and I'm only visiting. Yes, many other family members, I believe she mentioned an individual who came from the United States, I think last year or so on, and she mentioned that, you know, the individual was there, and they were faced with merely the same kind of altercation, same kind of hostility. And she said her major concern at the end of the day is the fact that, hey, listen to me, I am not here to take nobody's place. Lady said she has her place in Trinidad or wherever, and she just decided, like, usually she would come back home just to visit, spend a little time, chill out, relax, kick back. Yes, and that is her concern. That is her concern. She's stating, like, what is the purpose of the hostility? Why are you treating me that way? When I'm only here, and the conversation of who is owner from who is not owner is not our business. She mentioned all the conversation and who want to put over house to this one name. They say, I'm not here for that. And the fact of the matter is, the lady is visiting and she has many other families within Victoria and surrounding areas. So she said normally she would rest herself during the evening, and in the daytime she's by a niece, a nephew, some other family member. So when you have persons within the public's domain, an allegation of that sort is surrounding and coming around, you don't think it's important, or you don't see the importance of at least giving the public some form of looking into it? Somebody saying that he said that is his father's home, and the lady stating this is not the major concern there. The individual is her grandnephew. So even if, as she's stating, that there is some form of chore to be given, whether or not somebody has to obtain the premises, he's way down the line. He is way down the line because she has other siblings. There is other grandchildren, you know. So it is one, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that, as I said, the concern here, yes, the major concern surrounding all of this is that this is a public concern. And if this, if the government and as a political organization can't look into it and say to the people, okay, we have heard the clarion call by the general public as it relates to what have been alleged, and so the investigation would be looked into and you all would be updated. That is the information. But as I said, I think the Minister of Legal Affairs do have other concerns. And so, with mentioning the Minister of Legal Affairs, last Tuesday, after the River Road area being one of the areas that was seriously affected by the flooding that happened, I believe on Saturday, there was a post made by the Minister of Legal Affairs and the constituency lead for the National Democratic Congress, who stated that they're asking persons to come out and volunteer to clean the River Road area. I didn't see any photos or anything up as it relates to the cleaning being done. But a video was circulating last evening, and somebody sent it to me personally, where because of last night's heavy rainfall, there was a problem whereby there were some drains and so on that was cleaned, and the debris was placed right back on top of the bank. So due to that and the rainfall last evening, some of the debris went straight back into the drain. And many persons have a major concern concerning that. And let me say to you, I have had a serious concern with this for a long time. Now, you're seeing the bushing taking place, drain cleaning taking place, and they're placing the items on the banks. And it's like, I don't know whether or not the truckmen or whoever have to pick up the debris is not being paid, whether or not they are not negotiating with them to come at a particular time. All those things, ladies and gentlemen, is of what you could ask of major concern. Because if you're calling persons out to clean, yes, If you're calling persons out to clean, and you say, listen to me, let us clean on Saturday, and then you're taking the debris and place back up on the bank, then you didn't plan to clean. You didn't plan to clean. Because all those are things that ought to be put in place once you have made that preparation and planning. So if you're saying to persons, we're going to clean, and then you're going to place the debris right back on the edge of the bank, then you didn't plan to clean. You didn't plan to clean. So there are persons in the River Road area, and this is a clarion call to the persons who cleaned on Saturday that was spearheaded by Miss Claudia Joseph. Yes? And so their major concern is that a lot of the debris, due to rainfall, is going right back into the area where you cleaned. So I don't know if it means to get a truck to go and organize it or whatever it is. But there are people, ladies and gentlemen, that are asking that you go to clean the area. Yes? So ladies and gentlemen, as I said today, we could filter in a few phone calls. Yes? We could filter in a few phone calls, and we would be able to take whatever message or whatever. If you want to put it in the comment section, or whatever it is, you can do so. Yes, fear not to do so, and we could have a nice little conversation. Yes? If you want, you can comment on whatever issues that you're having, whatever conversation, whatever calling. As I said to you, we give you guys the opportunity to do so today. Yes? We really wouldn't do a full hour today. We were looking at just about 45 to 50 minutes because we had a late start. Really and truly, I don't know what is the situation right now. Good afternoon to you, Glenda. Yes, so let us ensure. I saw somebody, and many persons are messaging me now about some paper being posed for Sue. And as I said to you guys, I am not I would not address this issue ever on Facebook again, on this media page. As I did say to you guys, I think at this stage it's all about rising above to the occasion and leaving it right there. Yes. So as I said, we're going to take a few phone calls. If there anybody wanting to comment, teacher budget nothing speech is tomorrow. They're sitting, they have other concerns to raise tomorrow, so we ought to give we ought to give them the opportunity to do that. Yeah, we gotta give them the opportunity to do that. Yes. So if not, somebody saying to me. Yes. So if no comment, or if no, I'm seeing somebody saying, but most of the issues we had and is having is the failure of the administration to properly manage basic infrastructure services and needs of the country. Yeah. Somebody's asking, will workers receive bonus this Christmas or Beryl to be blamed? Well, the conversation of bonuses, it's been a long time I haven't heard the bonus conversation. I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but it's been a long time. I have not heard anything about budgeting, bonus in Grenada. Yes, I know through the budget cycle, I think the medical fraternity, there are persons in the medical fraternity that has gotten that $500 increase for the budget period. Yes, so I don't know of any other bonus or anything like that. And I'm saying to you guys, it is funny. It is funny, and I'm still trying to understand the Project 500. I'm being honest with you guys. I'm trying to understand Project 500. I want to know what it is geared at. Yes, and I think I haven't done my thorough investigation with Project 500. Yes, so I am uncertain, and if anybody could explain Project 500, I would be grateful. Because you have heard an individual over the past few days would have spoken as it relates to the Project 500 conversation, and it's how disgruntledness as it relates to certain things and land and deed, and I'm still watching the video to understand it and so on. But I really want to dig deep into Project 500. Yes, I really need to know more about Project 500. Yes, I need to have a lot more conversation on Project 500. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we are at a stage where not much persons will be commenting much more, or you know, as I said, today's program was started late, and so we don't want to go into too much of the 7 o'clock hour, because we know Brother Sheldon do normally has to come in and get ready and so on, and so we want to ensure that we give that time. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to be back here again tomorrow. Persons in the Victoria area, there is a funeral that will be held tomorrow. Yes, Miss Harris at the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church at 1 p.m. You know, the family has really been in and around the St. Mark's constituency, and so we're asking each and every one of you guys who can make it to go on out to the funeral tomorrow. I see very early somebody asking me about going to the barber. Yes, I do have my appointment. Yes, I do have my appointment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we have not much more conversation, I want to say it was a pleasure being with you guys this afternoon. And you have yourself a blessed evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. We'll be back here again tomorrow, same time, same place. All right?
Check, check, check. You know it's a beat to the bling representing for DJ Soca Holly. You run the place, you lock the place, keeping it real all the time. Boogie and dancing straight.
You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 400 children and the crop in the field. I just don't understand. You're a real heartless woman. You're gone with men from the mainland. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
When I hear this one boy, my heart beat. It gets shallow, in a sheep. He said it's a promise he must keep. If you can get woman, then take sheep. This one was brought to my attention. Shallow prefer sheep more than woman. But he said it's hard, it's recession. So the sheep must have an abortion. Boy, I never see nothing so yet. One government with two cabinet. Come to lies, leader of the gang. So they running rings around Tillman. If they feel that tongue people sleeping, Pam Manuel judgment they come in. Tongue people say brimstone and fire. For what bong to like to Peter?
If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't have no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine come in, there's plenty of them calling. So if your name ain't shall, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you.
Jumping, plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman fleece take charge of NDC. Accept a jokers in government. Dotish and grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work. And for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill. Daddy only taking the money and making a set up a coatie. There's man said that he replaying the skin, not even a shoes that he buying. But for Carnival he surprised me. Brand new clocks boy if you see daddy. So I went and talked to my papi and listened the question I'm asking. And when you get that new clocks the daddy, which girl got mad in the party? Are you alone of that style the daddy? The queen for England have no back daddy. And when you get that new clocks the daddy, which color that man in the party? Are you alone of that style the daddy? The queen for England agents, they're real angry. And so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass. Same story, NDC playing the ras. People catching hell in the country, but NDC blind like they can't see. Folk more short man abracadabra. In Swahili means bring back Jola. Old parents like lazy as a house. Living happily in a big wall house. Watching TV and on Fort Holy. Half a Putan man king at TV. Like a sitting duck pushing the love. Why the hell he go and look for work? He win the first prize convincingly. The laziest man of the century. If you